I mean, you start looking at the box score. If you didn't watch the game, and many of you did, but if you didn't watch the game, you would look at the box score and you'd go, man, the Rams were way better. But I don't think the Rams are better. I just think Matt Stafford is that good. So when we heard the trade rumors this week, Matt Stafford, I said, timeout. Take out Mahomes. Who would you want with a ball with a minute and a half left and one timeout to score a touchdown? Matt Stafford arguably is number 2. So you think Sean McVay is unhappy with that quarterback? After that performance, he still doesn't have his best interior offensive lineman. He still doesn't have his top tight end. He just got his receivers finally back, but it's still a makeshift offensive line. They're using a rookie at center, a 6th, 7th round rookie. So on any given Sunday, Monday, or last night, Thursday, take out Mahomes, your best quarterback in the league is Matt Stafford. There's no real play to trade Matt Stafford unless you're bottoming out. And why would you? The Rams won 7 of 8 games last year, went to the playoffs, and were a play away from beating Detroit. I told you beginning of last year, this is not a rebuilding roster. You saw that defense last night. So the last 2 drafts, they've poured their draft picks at the top to defense. They're young. It reminds me of Kansas City's defense about a year and a half to 2 years ago. They were really, really young. It was Chris Jones and a bunch of kids. And by the end of the year, you're like, that's like a top 3 defense. And then last year and this year, you're like, is that the best defense in Kansas City? That's what this Rams defense is. It's all rookies, second-year guys, and they're really good. And I think the Rams can win their division. First of all, I don't trust Seattle and Arizona, and they've already beaten San Francisco. So don't confuse an injured team, the Rams, with a bad team, the Raiders, the Browns, the Panthers, 2 different things. And if you go look, whenever Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp, Kyren Williams, and Matt Stafford play, they're 7-3 together. Well, Colin, that's not good enough to win the Super Bowl. Their losses at Baltimore in overtime, at Detroit in overtime. The Rams are a really good team that had massive cluster injuries on their offensive line, which if you had, Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson and one of these athletes that can kind of make good as you're readjusting the offensive line, that's not Matt Stafford. Matt Stafford's 98% in the pocket. And that's okay, because outside of Mahomes, he's as good as any pocket quarterback in the league. And there are times he's better than Mahomes in the pocket. And you saw it last night. So, I mean, he's just an extraordinary arm talent, and he finally got Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp back. And you can see Puka's become the number 1, not Cooper. So I did buy into the Cooper Kupp rumors because Puka's the guy now. But here's the thing. Sam Darnold played well. Sam Darnold played very well. Sam Darnold has Justin Jefferson. Sam Darnold's got a great coach. But you noticed the gap. You did between Stafford and Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold played very well. Very well. But you could see the gap between Stafford and a guy I love, Sam Darnold. So the idea they're going to trade Sam Darnold, are you bottoming out? There's nobody in this college draft that can even sniff Matt Stafford. In fact, this college draft and the next college draft are considered okay quarterback drafts. We just had a great one, and the Rams didn't seem that interested in getting quarterbacks in the last one. Here is Sean McVay on his football team, which may not have a winning record, but in that division, that momentum, and now a healthy team is potentially really, really good. All right, so let's talk about Sam Darnold. I mean, his passer rating was 128.8, actually slightly ahead of Matt Stafford, which is why you got to watch the games. But we've seen the last 2 weeks. Sam Darnold was good against Jared Goff. Goff was better. Sam Darnold was good against Matt Stafford. Matt Stafford was better, and the Vikings went 0-2. So Sam Darnold's going to have a trade market. He's strong, coachable, athletic, playing well, good arm, and he's gotten some of the reckless out of his game. He's matured. But Kevin O'Connell's an offensive head coach, and offensive coaches in this league move off good. Andy Reid moved off Pro Bowler Alex Smith. McVay moved off Super Bowl quarterback Jared Goff. Kyle Shanahan's moved off guys that got him to a Super Bowl. Now, defensive coaches, it's different. Pete Carroll, hey, Geno Smith is good enough. Remember when Ron Rivera was like, hey, Sam Howell can win us games? And I went on the air and I'm like, Defensive coach, come on, wake up. Dennis Allen, Derek Carr. No. Offensive coaches, and we've been on this for years, have much more urgency at quarterback. It's their side of the ball. They understand how much they can affect it. Defensive coaches, they love a run game, conservative, play not to lose. So Kevin O'Connell, he already moved off Kirk Cousins, and Kirk Cousins is going to get Hall of Fame votes. You see Kirk Cousins in Atlanta. And Kevin O'Connell, he drafted J.J. McCarthy, who looked very good in the preseason. So Sam Darnold's good, and he's played good the last 2 weekends. But as good as he is as a first-rounder, he doesn't look as good as Goff in the pocket or Stafford in the pocket. And he's not as athletic as like a Josh Allen or a Lamar Jackson or a Kyler Murray. So you'd be like, well, he's not great in the pocket, but he makes – no, you got to be good in the pocket. And his division now has got Caleb Williams and Jared Goff and Jordan Love and Sam Darnold. And Sam Darnold, and I love him, is the fourth most talented guy of those guys. That's how good the quarterbacking is in the NFC North. And so, I mean, again, Sam Darnold was good. So was Goff in L.A. So was Alex Smith in Kansas City. So was Kirk Cousins in Minnesota. They were very good. Good to very good with occasional great games. Offensive coaches, that's not good enough. I mean, Darnold's had 100-plus passer rating in 6 of his last 7 games. But he's not as good as Stafford. I mean, not as good as Jared Goff or Lamar or Mahomes or Josh Allen or Justin Herbert. So you can't settle if you want to hoist trophies. Andy Reid wouldn't. McVay wouldn't. They won't settle, and Kevin O'Connell won't. They're 0-2 in the last couple of weeks, and you are now seeing, as good as Brian Flores is, Jared Goff, as good as Brian Flores, defensive coordinator, is, Matt Stafford, did what he wanted to do. Nobody can play defense. Defensive players get hurt more often than offensive players, so as the season goes, the defense gets more banged up. You're winning these games. Have you noticed the last 2 weeks in the NFL? The best quarterbacks win in all the games. 2 weeks ago, the best quarterback went 14-0 in games. Those defenses, they start the season in September. They're healthy. They're coming. The offense is still trying to get down the choreography. And then defensive guys get dinged up and hurt, and they're a little slower, and the hammy, and it becomes a quarterback coach's league. And Kevin O'Connell's great, and Sam Darnold is good. But you've seen the last 2 weeks. Good is not good enough. So the opposing coach said, when you got a quarterback like that, he didn't have to say it was great. Yeah, when you're facing a quarterback like that, everybody wants a that. Mahomes is a that. Stafford's a that. People think Aaron Rodgers is now. He's not. Josh Allen's a that. Kevin O'Connell, when you're playing a guy like that. Darnold's good. Stafford's different.
Hi, everybody. It's me, Uncle Colin. Subscribe here to get the latest from the herd, including exclusive behind-the-scenes videos and more, wherever you may be, however you may be watching. Thanks again for making us part of your day.